I thought he
Power up.
froze.
Okay. No. We didn't freeze. I just realized something.
Oh no.
My computer is about
To
to run
die.
out of power. It's going to run out of power.
Well, you get your power, and
You guys talk.
We'll
you guys
talk.
talk. I'll get my cord.
Yep.
You
Do
guys
it.
talk. Okay.
Okay, so there were two things that stood out to me.
Yeah, go.
One was, okay, I'm looking at the notes for the healing of our suffering. Here, let me hold it up like this. The healing of our suffering may take our entire lifetime.
Right.
And in some ways it feels like, are you serious? Like, but to me, that feels like a relief, because then it's not like a destiny. Like, I'm not trying to get to a point where there is no more suffering. It's like the relief is, oh, I can settle into this knowing this is part of the journey.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Almost makes you realize that what you're going through is not beyond normal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not something to be eradicated because it's not normal. It's
Right.
like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I think it also helps you to knowing that, Curt talking about people who exit because they can't handle that level of intimacy. They can't handle, I think that knowing that this is a marathon and not a sprint,
Right.
will help you to stay engaged with people and
Yeah.
and not, fighter,
Right. Yeah, like the idea of the marathon. It's like, oh, okay, settle in.
Yeah.
Because you're in this for the long haul. And
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
You had a second thing.
Yes. Okay. The rich young ruler, which we could spend a lot of time on, which we're
Right.
not going to. But I'm looking at the book because, the rich young ruler is told, God says, go sell everything you have
Right.
and give it to the poor. And then further down on the page 183, at least in the version I have, Curt, you say, this is a story about how we build elaborate coping strategies over which we wield tight-fisted control to protect ourselves from our traumas and our shame. And I was like, okay, we all have something to sell. I mean, what I have to sell, my coping strategies, are not what the poor are going to want. But it's like,
Or what the rich would want. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah,
yes.
but that's
And it's like,
Go
okay,
ahead,
we
go ahead.
all, and we can't, so we're really being asked to lay down our coping strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot do that in isolation. If you're going to leave the room, I cannot tolerate laying down my coping strategies.
Well, Amy, I always, man, I frequently take a great deal of comfort in being aware of and remembering the work that you've done in group in your group work, that community
Yeah.
that is the very thing that you're talking about. Like, no, you're right. I can't do this. I need the help of other people who are like this whole notion of who are both with loving kindness. They are both like unapologetic about my need to give up my coping strategy, yet without condemnation in terms of the pace at which I'm able to do it.
The snail's pace. Gosh, oftentimes backward pace. Yes.
Yeah. But oh gosh, I love that phrase. We all have something to sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all have something to sell. Oh, that's so good.
And then we just, then sometimes, the work is to know what it is that we have to sell. Because
Right.
sometimes we don't know what it is that we don't know our coping strategies.
Well, just yesterday, I had a meeting with my spiritual director. Her name's Ann Halley, and I was talking with her about a thing that this particular particular event that happened in my life for which I am not, like, I still have angsting about this thing. And it is, but my suffering about this has everything to do with my clutching this thing that I feel like perhaps someone else has taken or trying to take. And it would be good for me to sell it. It would be good for me to sell it, because if I sell it and I don't have it, then like there's nothing for anybody to take.
Right.
It's no, and
Yeah.
it's, I no longer attach my need to be okay with this story that I tell that someone has, taken my comfort of some kind. The thing that would be good for me to sell, because it represents my need to protect myself from myself.
It's good work.
I mean, okay, can I just say though, but like, who gets to have conversations like what we're having right now? Who gets to have this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I had this conversation after talking with Ann yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I need to, 2 days ago, I wouldn't even have known that I had a thing that I needed to sell.
Right.
Yesterday, she brings it to my attention that it might
Yeah.
be a thing you might want to sell, and I'm like, hell no.
Right. Yeah. I'm not
And
there
now,
yet.
but now that I'm having this conversation and you're naming it, like, did Ann call you and say, like, I know
I
you're
had
going to
a
be
Zoom
talking
call
to Kurt
last night,
tomorrow.
but-
I know you're going to be talking to Kurt tomorrow. I just want to like let you in on something.
Mention selling stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just the idea of it, then it's like, okay, then
That's right.
it's not
one
like
of the
you're
things,
like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell that.
right, exactly. I love, there's as you know, my colleague Courtney Morrison, who works together with, she and I run these groups at the practice, and just a person of great clinical experience and wisdom and so forth. And one of the most beautiful things I watch her do repeatedly is when one of the group members is in this moment where it would be good for them to actually take an action on something, and everybody in the group is like poised on the edge of their seat, like, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? Right? Are you gonna sell the thing? And they're like backing into the corner of the couch as far as they can go, screaming, no. Right? And Courtney will pause and say, what if we just do a little experiment here? What if you just imagine selling it? Don't sell it yet. Don't sell it. But let's begin to practice imagining selling. I can't tell you how many times both the person in question is immediately relieved, but without being let off the hook.
It's tolerable.
Right, without being let off the hook. And of course, everyone else in the room, who of course need this person to sell this thing. So because why the reason is because they want to be able to sell things, but
Right.
like, I will if you will, right? So they too, they know that they're also listening to Courtney say, let's imagine selling it. Let's take the first step. At least get up off your towel and walk toward the high dive. You don't even have to go up the ladder, but let's just walk toward the dive. We'll just walk to the high dive.
Yeah. And we're with you as you do this.
That's exactly right. We're gonna go together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
I'm grateful to be doing it with you too.
Me too. Right on.
All right, guys. Thank you for today.
Thank you, Pep. Thank you, Aim. It's beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
See you next
All right.
time.
Love you.
Yep.
Love you. See you next time.